Hello everybody! Hi. Nintendo finally released their new subscription plan for Nintendo Online, including the Sega Genesis Collection, the Nintendo 64 Collection, and the latest DLC for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Today I plan on talking about the N64 Collection. I've been playing it almost exclusively since the collection released, and I want to talk to you about my personal experience alongside all the terrible news that came out surrounding it. So, let's get into this. I just need you to subscribe real quick. Yep, it's yeah, there you go. The big red button underneath the video. Okay, now let's continue. There's no doubt many of you have seen the talk surrounding these N64 games. Much of it has been bad news, like people finding out there's input lag and frame rate issues on certain games, or people pointing out where certain features in different games aren't available. Overall, it's not been looking very good, but how much does this stuff get in the way of actually enjoying these games? First off, I didn't really want to pay the price for these games. The price is really high for an individual membership, and I wasn't really sure I'd play the games enough to justify the purchase. Secondly, it seemed like these games were already found to be garbage and that it wasn't really worth my money to play them. But with a few of my friends, I was able to split the money on a family plan and we ended up trying it out. And I have to tell you, it's really not as bad as it's made out to be. Let me go through some of this stuff and let you in on how my experience went. First off, the input lag. I've felt input delay before, but here, I don't really feel it at all. I've played every game for a decent amount of time and I feel like even if there is some small amount, I got used to it immediately while playing. The only place this is actually noticeable is in Ocarina of Time. Unfortunately, in this title, it's pretty pronounced if you look at it. It doesn't seem to be as crazy for me as it has been for some people posting online, but I have a low latency monitor to play on, so that might be the reason. Either way, this is pretty sad. Ocarina of Time is one of my favorite games ever, and even though I think the 3DS version is the definitive way to play it, I would have liked to have this version running perfectly on my Switch. Again, I got used to it right away, and I still beat the whole game with an experience much like playing it on my N64, but the controls truly won't be as tight in this version. Every other game, I give a pass. Now I want to cover some things that I noticed in the graphics and performance part of things. There aren't many games that I've seen this in, but mostly in Yoshi's Story I would suffer small frame drops when the screen moved with my character. I didn't record much of this as I couldn't really force it to happen, but sometimes it just chopped up a little bit where it wouldn't on an N64. Also in Yoshi's Story, we can sometimes see glitchy borders on the edge of the screen and it kinda throws me off. It did happen sometimes with other games, but this was mostly a Yoshi's Story issue as well. Alongside those graphical errors, we have confirmation that these games don't render certain reflective properties correctly. Some things like the blades in Ocarina of Time look okay, but then you see something like this iconic room and it's been ruined. While Yoshi's Story didn't ruin anything for me with its small glitches, Ocarina of Time once again has gotten the short end of the stick. You're supposed to walk into this room with a reflection in the water only to realize once you step on the island that your reflection is gone and Shadow Link is standing behind you. Now it's just a room full of water. And on top of this, there are certain instances of fog in these games that also don't render in, taking the mystery away from the room you've stumbled into as well. And finally, my experience with the online. Right away, I don't think anyone expected this service to be amazing given Nintendo's servers, but honestly, it worked pretty well playing with people in my area. I haven't played with people across the globe or anything, and I'm sure that might be very troublesome, but if you're trying to play with some of your friends, you've got nothing to worry about. Well, okay. After playing Mario Kart 64 with 4 players for about an hour online, we started experiencing a lot of freezing and stuff, but the whole beginning of that session did work perfectly. The only caveat to this is that you'll be experiencing a base amount of input delay. For our gameplay sessions, it didn't ever increase, but there's a small delay that you'll need to adjust to right off the bat. Every time we did get lag, it would either be frame drops or the audio would become a little funky and messed up. At least with only a base of input delay, controlling the game stays consistent while the game is working well. Overall, everybody, I don't think this collection is that bad. The only issues, other than Nintendo Online, that I found were really prevalent in my gameplay was Ocarina of Time's issues and a couple frame drops in Yoshi's Story. But if that's the only price I gotta pay to enjoy all of these titles and more coming soon on my Switch wherever I go, I'm down. Let me know what you think about this collection in the comments below. What kind of things have you been playing on it? I've been having a blast, and I hope you have as well. As for now, my name is Myloe, and I'm out.